Today in Oliver's musical journey, we are listening to Lorde's Melodrama. Deeper. It is August 16th, Friday, and woke up an hour late, which has kind of been the norm this whole week. And when I do that, I tend to just think about the work that I need to be doing, and I don't do a good job of being the best version of myself for my family. And your family is owed the best version of you, the best you can, whenever you can give it. And so that's something that I realized I just need to work on, especially as Oliver gets older and he can appreciate the nuances in our moods better. And so, yeah, just you owe the best to your family whenever you can give it. Last night decided that the best thing for me to do is, while I'm cutting these videos for YouTube at night, which I've been doing for a while, inconsistently, but probably for the last 2 or 3, maybe 4 years, that I should also cut a version for Instagram and just throw that up, do a 1-minute cut, and just post that as well, because why not? Just get some more practice and just be able to share more. So it's nice to be able to access these videos on different platforms. And look, like, I'm probably not going to sit down and watch a 22-minute video of my life, but catching a 1-minute highlight every now and again when I look at my feed, which is basically never, but if I do, it'd be nice to see that. I'm actually very much aligned with Akiva on the idea of customer service. Like, sometimes it's just too put on, and it really turns me off. So I've worked at a lot of restaurants. I remember working at this one that's like super fancy in Santa Monica, and a lot of the waiters would like go up and ask you about your food, but they would ask you, the words they would say were, is everything tasting delicious? And that shit used to piss me off so fucking much. Like, I'd hear it and I would just grind my teeth listening to them. And I think that the good balance of customer service is, like, obviously you want to be helpful, but you don't want to be fawning, right? Because I think that's just too much, and it just personally makes me uncomfortable. And so I think the best example of exemplary customer service is myself. When I would give customer service at a restaurant, I think I struck the perfect balance, and I was really impressed with myself. I could not do it anymore because I don't have the tolerance for people's bullshit and what type of salad dressing they want. But back then, when I was young and naive and not this seasoned veteran you see now, I was very good at it. Just couldn't do it anymore. So that's my example of excellent customer service myself. And for work, applications, tracking down a lot of just different nuances as people come in. For example, we've seen a lot of these, so just in case anyone else sees them in Help Scout, there's a segment of users they have submitted an application and we've already rejected them, but we accidentally sent them another last call email. So if you see these, just go ahead and just tag me in them, and I can respond and make sure they don't receive any more of these kind of emails. And I've already went through and fixed the segmentation problem. And getting ready for shutting down apps and composing the emails that we'll be sending to nudge people on their reservations, as well as credit card errors, things like that. Had the call with Aaron yesterday, and have a call with Akiva on content after this call. And that's basically my update. And I do want to take, I'll try to do this as quickly and as succinctly as possible, just give an update on how we're doing on program applications. And I think, Carlo, you needed the floor afterwards to do invoices, right? Okay, cool. So I'm going to share screen. We're going to go over this doc, and then I'll share the doc with everyone afterwards. Let's see. Okay, can everyone see my screen? All right, so here we are. I started this document yesterday. Today's 8/16, but yesterday we sent out the last call email. It went out to 150. We sent out 150,000 emails. and the money is coming in. If you are not part of the money channel, let us know. We can add you. It's fun to just watch it roll in and chime. And let's talk about the progress towards our goal, which is 1,000 participants. So after our last call email send, fall 2019 is still tracking slightly ahead of spring by about 160 applications. And you can kind of see this chart, which shows that what we noticed was this is trending similarly to what we did in public announcement, where the day of did not perform as well in the corresponding day in the spring, but the day after is better. And we think that a big reason to this is that Andrew Chen's email sends, we're doing it in 8 batches versus 5, so people are receiving those emails a bit later. So we'll kind of continue to monitor how it goes today. If the trend continues, we should hit 98% of our goal. If the trend improves a little bit, we'll hit 100% of our goal. The goal was 5,000 applications in order to hit 1,000 participants. Any questions on that? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Applications by source, you can kind of see what the breakdown is for fall 2019. If we look at it season over season, it's pretty consistent. A couple things that are interesting. So early, we did not have for spring. Early was people who subscribed to future program notifications and then decided to submit a early application. And that's about it, actually. That's the only thing worth noting there. Application review. So we've reviewed 2,123 applications. We have 1,282 rejections and 841 acceptances. We just sat on a batch of invites of another 170. So we're at 950, give or take, invites that have went out. We still have 1,500 applications to review that are in the doc and about another 900 or so to load. And just a quick update on revenue. So revenue is still trending in line with previous seasons, but you can see here that it looks like there's a big gap between what we did in spring and what we did in fall. We think the reason behind this is we haven't been sending out invitations as quickly, and the invitations is basically the function in which people are going to reserve their seats. So the next thing we need to do is, Dan was talking about this chart that we wanted to create where we can track the acceptances we send out and how that lines up with revenue, so that we have a better understanding of when the email goes out and how much revenue is coming in. And I think I was talking to Dan about this the other day. I think that in the lead up to the last call, I didn't do a great job of explaining like all the emails that we sent thus far, from like public announcement, early, and last call. That was a lot of work, but the real work kind of comes now when we're trying to get people to pay, when we have people with credit card errors, when we have people who are trying to send over their wire transfers, people who are talking about they want to participate in the program, but they're waiting for their company to confirm that they're going to reimburse. And so there's a lot of nudging that goes on by email, by Help Scout, by Drift, to make sure we get the payment, they reserve their seat, and they get to participate. So here's a schedule of everything that's coming up down the pipe. I'll let you guys read this at your leisure. We don't need to go into all today. The major things that I want to touch on is on Monday, we'll be shutting down applications. So that means we'll take everything off of the web page. If people want to reserve seats for their colleagues, things like that, we're going to let that happen. If they want to give us their money, we're going to let them give it to us. We're just publicly shutting down applications. We want to get out acceptances as fast as possible. And once we get out acceptances, we want to pivot and work on getting out the rejections as fast as possible. With rejections, we want to be as empathetic as possible. It doesn't feel good to get rejected from anything. And a lot of these people are super successful. They've done a lot, they've accomplished a lot, and they can get upset when it feels like we are judging them based on their what they've done with their companies. And so we just got to keep that in mind. If we do get any nasty replies, which does happen, just remember, they just try to see it from their shoes and be as empathetic as possible. If you need any help with that, just tag Carlo or myself, and we can take a look at the email. We can handle it. Taking a break from work, doing laundry, and okay, so a lot of things happened today. Didn't get a chance to update anything. Apologies if it's a little loud, but had to do an analysis on how things are going with the application period. Took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I don't do these that often, and Dan is actually really great about giving feedback on them. So he gave a lot of good feedback, made a lot of improvements to it, and overall the analysis was much stronger. So worked on that in the morning, and then just been in Help Scout, solving customer tickets and resolving those, getting out more invitations to our programs. Yeah, just been cranking through work. Then had a training session at 1 o'clock. Forgot again to ask if I could record, so I'll get that right eventually. Then just a bunch of calls with the team. Did the team sync, and then did a call with Akiva to kind of walk them through what to expect once it's time to load content into our fall programs. So yeah, that's it so far. There's something else, but I don't remember right now, so maybe I'll get to it later. Pouring rain, just picked up Oliver. Coming down pretty hard, got this umbrella set up to get us inside, but we're gonna have some chili for dinner. What do you think? What do you think? Let's do something. Decided to come out and play poker. Haven't played in a very long time, not at a casino anyway, and yeah, just wanted to just do it, I guess. Felt like I needed a break from work, so I'm gonna give it a try.